What's up guys, Bloodshed here. Today we're going to talk about 5 hardcore builds that you can use for Season 12, Diablo 3, patch 2.6.1. Now, realistically, you can play any build on hardcore. You would just change a few things, like add your cheat death ability, maybe gem more defensively, and use a unity and things like that. So like your follower, I don't have a unity here, but you know what I mean? You can do different things to improve survivability with any build. I guess proof of that would be the Trigul Necromancer ended rank 1 among all the hardcore bros with one of the squishiest builds imaginable, the Trigul Bloodlands build, right? So it just proves that, you know, you can play any build on hardcore, just, you know, maybe have to tweak the settings a little bit here and there to be able to survive. By no means is this a complete list or anything. This is just 5 builds. People ask me all the time, Blood, what do I play on hardcore? What do you suggest? So this is what I would suggest, okay? Starting off the list, we have Big Daddy Dan. You know Big Daddy Dan, links down below in the description. His Zuni gargantuan pet build. Now this build's pretty cool. It's basically you kind of stay mid-range, let your pets tank, do damage for you, and do damage back. Okay, I'll put the full link in the description below. Mantle of Channeling, we're casting firebacks, we're getting more damage reduction. The set itself has built-in damage reduction. We cleared an 88 with 800 Paragon earlier today. A pretty chill build. Let me just jump into like an 85 just to kind of showcase the setup. Also, if you like pet builds, you can also play Helltooth. It was between this or Helltooth for me. And let me recast my Gargs here, do the damage, do all the things. And yeah, it was between this or the Helltooth Gargantuan Witch Doctor. Both are solid builds overall. Let me get make sure you keep 10 stacks up with Soul Harvest. But yeah, this is just a quick overview just to kind of show you how the gameplay would look. For instance, not necessarily a tutorial for each build, just to kind of show you the gameplay, what it looks like if you do decide to run it. But yeah, this is just like the Helltooth build essentially, is you kind of stay close to mid-range. You want to take advantage of all your abilities and things like that. But it's pretty tanky. You can see my my stuff here, you know, in my Paragon. You know, I'm only using 800 Paragon and all that stuff. And I would say that this is a contender for hardcore. It might be the best hardcore build for Witch Doctor. Definitely with, you know, Gargantuan, Helltooth Gargs being a contender as well. But this is the new hotness. We don't want to play the same old builds. We want something new, something different. Even if it's slightly different, it's definitely better. So check it out, check him out, and let's go ahead and move on to the next build here. Coming up next, we have the Shadow Demon Hunter build. Now this build does a lot of damage, incredible single target. It lacks a little bit of AoE, but has lots of toughness. Okay, we're using like the Boar Companion, which is going to give us some survivability, 20% resistances to all elements. Since this is an armor-based class, you get that elemental resistance, which is good. Life regen. Let me see what else we got here. Aquila Cuirass in the cube as well, very strong. Elusive Ring, all the damage reductions. Plus the set has Shadow Power, all the runes of Shadow Power. Shadow Power is going to give us a damage reduction as well. I think we get 35%. Yeah, reduced damage taken by 35% while Shadow Power is active. Same thing, 800 Paragon. I decided to go with the Shadow set. I think it's better, and it's, you know, it recently got buffed. And also Bladed Armor as well. We got Bladed Armor, that's definitely doing damage and giving us a damage reduction, increasing our armor here. So you pretty much just tumble through mobs during lightning cycle. It procs your strong arms. Strong arms last like 6 seconds, and you know, you DPS through lightning cycle typically. But we have full videos and all this stuff. Just want to kind of showcase if you're in the market for a hardcore build, you can kind of see what it would look like to play this kind of thing. Doing the damage. Wait, I capped my Paragon, yeah. See, we're hitting a little hard there. For a second I was like, did I cap my Paragon? Tanky. Oh, you get Life Leech. That's what I was thinking about. You get Life Leech from the Shadow set, which is really, really good. More survivability and things like that. Pushing over here. You can, a contender would also be Marauder. Marauder's pretty tanky, I would say, if you want another option. But I decided to go with Shadow for the video. Most people love Shadow. Shadow's one of the most beloved builds, I think, in the community, or a lot of people like it, so pretty solid choice overall. Tumble here, I'm gonna pick up my globes. Coming up next, we have the Lazy Shotgun, the classic Lazy Shotgun. I'll go ahead and link the lazy shotgun and then the progressional shotgun. So you can take lazy shotgun to about GR 105, and then eventually you want to use the other shotgun build to progress past that. So big shout out to Adam at Disco Bear, who created the original concept of the build. I linked his build link in the previous video, and I'll put everything will be down below for you guys. And again, these aren't in any particular order per se. These are just 5 builds that I recommend. An honorable mention to lazy shotgun. Wait, do I have my Paragon? Okay, good. We have our Paragon off. An option to lazy shotgun would be Invoker. Invoker Crusader is also really, really tanky, so definitely check that out. If lazy shotgun doesn't do it for you, maybe Invoker will. Okay, so you're kind of like a melee battle tank here, virtually unkillable. You want to melee mobs to proc your block chance, and every time you block, you shoot out a Fist of Heaven, or Fires of Heaven. I'm sorry, Fires of Heaven. And we are taking a little bit of damage here, but I don't have the best gear as well. Crusader is one of my weaker geared characters, so I need to main it one of these seasons coming up. But you want to be right up on the mob so they get hit with all 3 of the Fires of Heaven. And there we go. That was a pretty fast kill, actually. The pony gives us a little bit of movement. The Akan set has a damage reduction built in. The Justice Lantern has a damage reduction built in. I'm also using a Unity. So you can see it starts to ramp up. We get really tanky. The more mobs that are around, the more damage we do. It has a pretty easy time against the Rift Guardian as well if you've never watched the Lazy Shotgun video, because the Shield of Fury has a stacking increased damage on it, kind of like a Stricken. You're constantly doing more damage. Where'd this guy go? I lost him, man. There we go. And I would have to take a death. This is a blood video. We would have to take a death, right? You would think. This looks like a lot of a mess. I'm just gonna run away from these guys, look for a yellow, or look for more of a melee pack, and continue DPSing here. But you get the gist of it. You attack, it increases your block chance, and every time you're blocking, you're shooting out these Fires of Heaven, or whatever they're called. You get it. Beams, ultra light, holy beams of goodness, destroying demons, light versus evil. You get the picture, right? So I'm gonna go over here and fight. It's pretty tanky. I cleared a 105 personally with this exact build. Links in the description. And I think Adam cleared a 110 with his version of the build. So yeah, that's definitely capable if you're looking for Crusader love next season. So definitely check it out. Let's go ahead and move on to the next variation as we ride off into the Greater Rift floor. Coming in at number 4, we have the Jota, we them boys. The Jota Barbarian. Let me make sure my Paragon's capped here. The Jota Barb is really cool. You're doing a lot of leeching off of enemies. You're getting your health back in a lot of various ways. The Istvan set is also giving you an armor increase. The IK set is giving you Perma Ancients. The Perma Ancients is giving you a 50% damage reduction as you're moving around. The Endless Walk set is giving you survivability. Band of Might gives you an 80% damage reduction. Jota is really cool, man. Really cool. We cleared with 90 augments earlier. We simulated 90 augments with our Paragon. We cleared a GR 100 first try today. It's indirectly tanky. It's very indirectly tanky because of the life leech, and yeah. We're also using esoteric in this version. Through our testing, you can use ESO to about GR 105 as well. And then once you pass that, you're gonna probably have to switch to Pain Enhancer. It's gonna turn a little glass cannon on you. But if you're playing hardcore next season, GR 105 might be top 100, I would think, for Barb. Maybe top 100. Let me make sure I have this going. So you basically ground stomp halfway through cold cycle, so we'll wait for our next ground stomp. So I don't have cold, but you would ground stomp and then you would DPS through fire, right? It's kind of like Demon Hunter, where Strong Arms is a 6-second buff. Convention of Elements lasts 4 seconds, so you can see the method behind the madness of that combo here. Halfway through cold, grab them, start DPSing, and DPS through fire here. Hey, Templar, don't pull my guy, man. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? Make sure to charge every 8 seconds. It's really important. You can see the buff down here. It's really important. And whenever I die, it's because I'm not paying attention so much to keeping up. I'm too busy hammering away. I just get in the zone. I just get blood drunk, and I hammer away. Make sure to Make sure to charge to keep up your Bandamite. It's really important as well. I mean, Ground Stomp does work too, so if you want to Ground Stomp, you can do that as well. I just really like the mobility that it offers and things like that using Furious Charge. But yeah, you can see how the build definitely is super tanky. You can just stand in a lot of things. The only thing I would probably run from is like the Poison Rift Guardians. If I was playing hardcore, I might just leave. I might just leave if I get procced. Like Blighter or Gom is really tough because of the poison damage. You can't stand on him too much. But you can actually roll life on hit on both your weapons and on your bracers, and that might help you a little bit more to get life back, to be able to fight through the pain or whatever. That might actually help a lot. So that's probably something I would do, I'd say, if I was playing Jota Barb next season in hardcore. And finally, we went with it was close. It was between the Channeling Talrasha, Channeling Firebird, like the two Channeling bros. But we went with Frozen Orb DMO. It's just too good. It's just really, really tanky. And you have lots of survivability. And you could swap out something like Black Hole for Teleport if you want that extra mobility with Safe Passage. Because you don't want to get trapped too much. That's probably something you could do on hardcore specifically. So we're using the Halo of our release. It's proccing our Parthan defenders, giving us some damage reduction. The set itself also gives us some damage reduction when we have a slow time bubble up. And let's go ahead and teleport through here. The Endless Walk set when we're moving, of course. But one of the stars of the show, let me hit DPS these guys down. One of the stars of the show is the Orb of Infinite Depth. That gives us an 80% damage reduction. It's actually crazy, chat. It's actually crazy. So it does lots of damage and it gives us a nice damage reduction. Okay, so pretty much with this setup, you would normally group them up, but you can also use teleport and teleport away and throw your frozen orbs. DPS through cold cycle, it's really important for sure. But you can see barrier blades is ticking away. We're using a belt that allows us to attack faster, so we're stacking Stricken when we're fighting the Rift Guardian. We're also stacking, barrier blades a lot faster as well. Grab this, do some deeps here, and then continue. Make sure you always have a slow time up on the field. It's really important if you want to get that damage reduction. Stand in Oculus rings, of course. Teleport on these guys. Cold cycle, so you probably want a DPS here. But it does really strong damage against packs of enemies. Really strong damage against the Rift Guardian as well. And Arcane Cycle, we're almost on cold. So this is one of my favorite builds. This might be one of the things that I main next season. I've been having more and more fun with DMO. And yeah, and I have you can see my Unstable Scepter is non-ancient. It's really bad. It's really bad. This last patch, the legendaries didn't get updated, so they never do. I guess they never do. But yeah, I'm still refarming all the gear. We're doing it live on stream. You can find me twitch.tv/bloodshed. We stream there 6 days a week. We're gonna go crazy during season 12. I'm sorry, season 12. We're also doing a giveaway for BlizzCon virtual tickets. So check the description or check the top comment, or both, right? I'm gonna put it down there in the description below. Let's watch this damage. Are you ready for this, chat? Are you ready for this? I'm just standing here. We're just standing here, just barrier blading away, tanking everything. I'm gonna teleport out and then DPS through cold, and then just everything dies, right? Lots of damage, lots of tankiness, tanking bugs, everything. Twitch.tv/bloodshed. Subscribe if you're new. If you want to support further, you can always subscribe on Twitch. I'd appreciate that. Or check out Patreon down below. Wait, is this our death? No? I was like, is this gonna be our death? Subscribe on Patreon if you like. Check that out. That's gonna be all for me today, guys. This is the Bloodshed. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the tremendous support we've gotten over the last few years, right? The stream's growing, YouTube's growing, lots of progress, and I'm babbling. I'm out of here. Peace.